the party. Now, you're going to see me go live from time to time. I've got my apron on. That means we're cooking something in the kitchen. So tonight I want to show you one of my favorite two products. One is the air fryer. I've got something going in there, but I'm going to cook dinner on the Deluxe electric grill and griddle. This thing is amazing. So I'm going to show you a couple of tips on it. First of all, it has grill plates and griddle plates that come with it. You can also get a set of waffle plates that come with it. What makes this thing unique as to any others, it has, first of all, a little latch, so you can open the thing wide up, and it takes up the whole stovetop, as you can see. This thing is enormous. It is twice the size of the Cuisinart grill that I used to have, and basically when you're hosting, it's even less than the Cuisinart grill. The next thing it does, it has a hover latch right over here on the side. So I can actually set it for sandwiches that are thick. It has an adjustable lid, so I can hover, level. So if you want to make a pizza, you cook the crust, you put the toppings on it, you set it to hover, and you just broil on top. You can set the top plate and the bottom plate individually for temperature. So when you open it up, you can be doing bacon on one side, you can be doing pancakes on the other. You want the bacon to cook faster, get it a little crispy-ish. My partner and I have a little debate as to whether bacon should be chewy or crispy. Anyhow, so you can set the two plates individually, but you also have a temperature probe. This is what we're going to use tonight. I'm going to cook a steak. So while this is preheating, I'm going to tell you about it. We turn it on at the back. And I'm going to tell it I want the probe function. So the plates are automatically going to set at 400. Now you can adjust them. And I'm going to set, it says I'm going to start the probe at 140, and then we just preheat. When the grill is finished heating, you insert the probe sideways into the thickest part of the meat. I've got a lovely little steak here that I'm cooking myself for dinner tonight, so you would insert it through the thickest part of the meat, make sure it does not touch bone, and that it doesn't poke out the top of the one, because that will misread. And then you just tell it the temperature that you want the meat to go to, and I probably forgot to do that. So I'm just going to flip it off and start again. That's what works. Probe starts at 400, and I want it to go to about 150 because I like my steak medium to the medium rare side. I like some pink in the middle of it, but you can set it, and we're just going to start. So as soon as the probe reaches temperature, you don't have to worry about the grill. You don't have to worry about it overcooking. You set it and forget it. You walk away. When it's finished, this grill is nice enough that it will turn off for you. Like literally, it cooks the meat to the temperature you want, turns itself off, and lets it sit there staying warm until you remember, oh shoot, yeah, I turned on the grill, coming to get it. So what I'm going to do with that, I also have myself some peppers. I love peppers. And I'm going to grill them after I do my steak. I'm going to put them right on afterwards. And a little bit of asparagus that I'm also going to throw right on the grill as soon as the steak is done. And in here, I used my manual food processor, and I made myself some garlic butter. Just took about a cup of margarine, threw in a couple of tablespoons of some minced garlic, and a little bit of parsley flakes, and just blended it until it was all done. Perfect. I'll tell you, you can make garlic bread so fast and easy in that air fryer. So we're going to do that after. And in the air fryer, what I've got is I boiled some new potatoes, some of those little small creamers they call them. And when they were finished boiling, I smashed them, drizzled them with some olive oil, and I used our, if I can find where to put that bottle, I used our garlic rub. Again, this is going to read back. Oh, no, actually, it looks like it's reading forward. Anyhow, I sprinkled this all over top. I've tried the garlic and herb mix. I've tried the 3 onion rub on top of it. They're all delicious. Anyhow, so I sprinkled that over top of the potatoes and I popped them into the air fryer on one of our small bar pans. And these things are the exact perfect size to go into the air fryer. So you just pop it on top of a rack, and they clean like every other stoneware pan. They get that super crispy crust that you get with any other stone pan. So that's what we've got going on in the air fryer. So in the interim, all I've used to marinate the peppers is I just tossed in some zesty Italian dressing. Now you can mix your own if you want. You can get it in the store. And you just toss them to coat. They're not going to marinate greatly. They're not going to absorb too much of the flavor, but they're going to grill with this. You're going to get a nice little bit of a char on them. And just toss them around. And the asparagus, I'm going to pop a couple of daubs of the garlic butter on it when it's done. Now, before we get going, I want to talk to you about the host specials. First of all, it's not too late to get in on June. Twice a year, we do double rewards. We do them in usually January, and we do them in June. We go in and around the quieter months, because right after Christmas, January is a super quiet month. And coming into the summer, things get a little quiet too. But you can get a hold of this grill as a host special for $179 if you like the cast iron. You can get a hold of the cast iron, 60% off. If you like the indoor-outdoor grill, you can get a hold of that for 60% off. This is the time to host a party. It's super easy. I do most of the work for you. What you need to do is you need to invite your guests and comment throughout the party and just welcome your guests. And that's about it, pretty much. And then you pick your rewards. If you have just about everything, then maybe you would enjoy doing the shared rewards, something where you take the host discounts and spread them out amongst everybody else so that you can share the benefits and everyone can get up to 25% off in that party. You still get your 3 host picks for the year. If you have the party, you still get your 40% off every party book from yours. You still get your 10% off for the whole year. And you could earn up to 25% off everything else. If you choose a regular party, then you're in for the 60% off. It's not too late to get one booked for June. Just message me at m.me/Terri Simple Solutions, and we'll set you up. I've got that message site posted all for the party, so you'll be able to see that. So as we wait for this to come to temperature, again, what we're going to do is we're going to cook the steak first. And then as soon as it's done, I'll reset it for custom, and I'm going to put the vegetables on for about 375, and I'll show you how to set that once it's all done. So here's beeping at me. You can see the light flashing in the video. That means it's time to add food. So I'm going to take the probe, and I don't know if you can see me up here, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to insert it as evenly as I can into the thicker part of the steak. Just checking that I can't feel it elsewhere. And I'm just going to lay that on the grill and press the button to tell it to start cooking. So as soon as I can see that it's reading that it's 57 Fahrenheit in that steak, as soon as it reaches 150, it's going to shut completely off. Pardon me while I wash my fingers. Oh, and there is my air fryer. I don't know if you can see it. I'll turn you around. It's sitting right over here. It has won the prime territory, the prime real estate on the counter. I have a very limited amount of counter space. You can see this is pretty much it in my kitchen. It won its corner, and the Deluxe grill sits on my stove all the time. It never gets put away unless I have to make something on the stove top, and then it just moves to the table and right back. They don't get off there. These things are so good. They have earned their spot. So let me show you these potatoes. Crispy, garlicky, fresh out of that air fryer. Oh man, it smells so good. And that's what's going to come along with my dinner. So I'm going to pop these and keep them in here to stay warm. You can set it, I'm going to set it on, let me see, dehydrate at 130, that's just going to stay warm. I'm going to turn the time down, and as soon as it's ready, and as soon as the steak is ready, I'm just going to shut that off. The steak is already up to 114. Now, I don't know if you're keeping track, but the last time I cooked the steak, it took about 4 minutes, something along that line. So can you imagine having steak dinner ready for a family? Bernice, I know you had a big picture of that barbecue. I'll tell you, I was salivating at the look of those steaks. I was about to hop on a plane and fly up to visit you. But imagine cooking those steaks for a big crowd in 4 minutes. Wouldn't that be awesome? This thing is the tool you want. Oh, see, and we're up to 135 already. So it sure doesn't take long to cook. And as soon as that's done, again, what we're going to do is we're going to pop the vegetables on the grill. We'll reset the temperature. 144, 145. It's getting up there. Now, the one thing I forgot to do, I forgot to salt it. I know the experts tell you, don't salt your meat, it's going to dry you out. You'll find with this, if you salt your meat, it gives you that beautiful crust on it. Keeps the juices inside, believe it or not, as opposed to what the other ones. So, our grill, swing back over this way, is now saying done. You can see it flashing. We're finished. I'm going to take the probe out. I'm going to remove our steak. Done to perfection. I mean, literally, you cannot get anything easier than this. You just can't. And I want to show you while I'm here, the size of the grease tray on this thing. It's massive. You won't find that with any other system. I'm going to give the grease a really quick wipe off. And I'm going to reset it. Okay, so custom. So I'm going to say, okay, for 4 minutes, I'm going to turn it to 385. And I'm just going to lay the peppers right onto the griddle. Seeing as how they're already hot, it's not going to take much to reheat, so I'm just going to start right from scratch, right away. And I'm going to lay the asparagus over here. And this one I want to make sure that the top is loose because the peppers are going to stick up. Down we go. Put my tongs down. And in just a minute or two, those will be all ready to go. So meanwhile, I'm going to just cut into the steak. Now these are the steak knives that go with that whole knife block. These are freaking amazing. If you have the privilege to own that knife block, get yourself the steak knives. These cut through meat like butter. Honest to heavens. It's like it doesn't exist. There's no tissue there. Right through. Just like you're cutting through a little bit of mutton. If you don't have the knife block yet, it is a 50% off special. You can always get it 50% off when you host with a qualifying party of 300 or more. If you would still like to get it absolutely free, you can join, grab a kit for as little as $129 and become a consultant yourself. If you work, as I did, and try hard, you can make, in your first 90 days, selling $6,000, you will get the beauty free. Now, you have to get the steak knives separately, but worth the effort. Think of the commission you'll make. Think of the joy of having this set on the counter that you worked for and earned yourself off. It's a feeling like none other. Honestly, I promise you. So I'm going to show you the steak. Cut through a nice little piece. Again, just as I like it, there's a little bit of pink in there. I know it's really hard to see in this light, but it is done exactly the way I like it. And it shut itself off. Now I'm going to open this up. I'm going to flip some of these things over. Put a little drop of garlic butter on the asparagus. Again, you can make this up so much easier and so much less expensively in the manual food processor. Don't worry about buying garlic bread anymore. Don't worry about buying garlic butter anymore. Just make yourself some in your processor. We're going to flip the peppers over. Got a nice little bit of a char on them already. And we're just about time for dinner, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of potatoes on my plate. The rest are leftovers for somebody else that's on it to go with his dinner. Who's going to have some sausages. So I'm going to open the air fryer up. And I'm going to put a couple of these beauties onto my plate. Yeah, I waited for dinner just for you guys. But I'll tell you, it's worth it. It's so darn good. Unplug my air fryer. And all I have to do now is take some of these peppers and asparagus off of the grill. I'm going to pick the computer up, and I'm just going to show you how good these look sitting over here. Isn't that delicious looking? Okay, so you guys go. You enjoy the rest of the post tonight. Remember, participate, comment. It's the best way to have fun in this party. Comment, make sure you join in the games. Make sure you not just like the post, but put something underneath. That way we beat Facebook's algorithms. Make sure you stay tuned. Set your notifications to all. Don't forget to answer my message. Look for your first entry into the door prize draw. And enjoy the rest of the party. I'll probably see you, if not next night, then the night before, then the night after that. Have a great night, guys, and I hope you enjoy the party.